grateful to be here tonight, and thank you very much for those readings. It's such an important point, our spiritual sense. It's perhaps the greatest gift we all have, the ability to hear God's voice. Some of these testimonies testified to. It's a gift that needs to be cultivated, however. We have to be aware of it and appreciate it, and the more we hear that voice, the more we will hear it. And it can come in many ways, as the last testifier said. Sometimes it does seem like a voice. Sometimes it's just this intuition or some kind of a mental impression. It comes in many ways, but it is God speaking. On our website, we have it's a short article by Gilbert Carpenter that I would like to share, because it was always very helpful to me about listening to God, about being able to listen to that small voice of God. And he says, if you ever expect to hear the voice of God, you must accept the proposition that his voice is now sending out its messages continuously, and doing this because you possess a capacity to hear it. No one can rob you of that, and the reason you do not hear it is because of your lack of focusing your attention on that fact, by letting other things occupy your thought. Thus, you postpone your effort and fail to receive. Man does receive and hear the voice of God when he seeks it and makes the effort to gain it, but he is not conscious of having done so until a need arises. When he voices that which he himself never knew, then he knows that it is God talking through him. So, when you seek to hear God's voice and do not seem to do it, do not be disappointed. Every day make the effort to open your thought and let God talk to you. And if you are not conscious of his doing so, if you do not hear it with your material ears, or are even conscious of it with your conscious thought, take it on good faith. Believe that it is being recorded on the tablet of your mind, that you are laying up treasure in heaven in your spiritual consciousness. And when the right time comes, you will be able to give it out and know what God has been saying to you by what you say to another. That statement has been so helpful to me and has proven so true so many ways, especially at times when I worried that I couldn't hear God's voice. You have to take it on faith and listen. And when you hear things that you know you would not know otherwise, you certainly know that is God speaking to you. And then when you can share it with others, yes, that's a sure sign. So this is a great exercise as to how to hear God's voice and how to develop that spiritual sense. So I'm so grateful to be here tonight for all that I'm learning by being a member of this church. And thank you all for your testimonies and the beautiful music and readings.